What's going on, everyone? Daniel here. It's time to review Fear the Walking Dead Season 2, Episode 8, titled Grotesque. Yes, it's finally back, man. SummerSlam was actually WWE pay-per-view. SummerSlam was on that Sunday, so sadly I think a lot of attention was towards many different places. Obviously, Sunday's a very busy day. But we're back, baby. It's here. I don't remember when. I think it was May, late May is when we went half season and then we took a few months off, whatever. But it's finally here, man. This episode was an all-Nick episode. By the way, spoiler review, make sure you have seen the episode. It'll take me about 2 minutes to recap it, give you the pros, cons, and final score. But it's all-Nick episode, so I was kind of surprised by that. I'm like, that's the one thing I hate about The Walking Dead the most, just the original Walking Dead, obviously, is that, excuse me, they have like they had like a Daryl only episode, like, you know what I mean? Like, just, God, like, it's always separation. And actually, Nick wouldn't go through all this trouble in this episode if he just went with his mom. That's all he had to do. Anyway, as well, don't forget, link down below to my reaction to this episode as well. I reacted to this episode as well as all the other Season 2 Fear the Walking Dead episodes. So anyway, let's get right into this, man. Here we go. This episode, honestly, thought it started off slow, kind of bad, but then it just kept on getting better and better. And honestly, Nick is one of my favorite characters. At times, I kind of disagree with him, or even what he did and left his family behind and went his own separate way for his own reasons and stuff. But I honestly thought he was a badass this episode for what he did, and I always thought him blending in with the walkers and getting the guts, and he does some nasty things in this episode, some nasty things that I don't think none of us actually have the guts or stomachs for to actually do in real life if this situation was even here. So here we go, Grotesque. Obviously, this episode itself is grotesque. First off, man, Nick is with his family. He ends up getting water, and the family's going their own way. He's going to go to Tijuana. They have to go tequila there. Hey, you know, that'd be amazing. La Chia Steel. Anybody WWE reference? Eddie Guerrero? Love you. Long live Eddie Guerrero. Anyway, he's not from Tijuana, I think so. But anyway, it's just because tequila and shit like that. But anyway, tequila, man. So that's there. That's cool. He's going to Tijuana. And it's like 100 miles away, and he's on foot. Dumbass couldn't even go hotwire a car to ride over there. There was like hundreds of cars walking over 100 miles. Why didn't you just like... I'm assuming, there has to be a car that has keys in it that still has gas that hasn't been salvaged yet. So, just saying. Anyway, so Nick is in this building. He's going to sleep. He has a little fire going on. And this girl ends up coming in to... I guess this was her place. I guess this is her little hideout. This is her home where she has her daughter. She has a bat. And I'm like, fuck, is this Negan? Jeffrey Dean Morgan about to cameo in this shit? Anyway, Nick ends up getting beat with this bat. Not beat like to death or anything, but he gets hit quite a bit. Most likely a lot of bruises on him. And he ends up leaving the water. He leaves the bag. I mean, everything. And what I was thinking is there was a window on the side. Like, there's no glass, but there was like a big opening on the side. All you have to do, okay, come back in a few minutes, jump up past that window, grab the bag, grab the water, and run away. All you had to do, you would have been perfectly fine. But no, he ended up walking, never coming back, never looking back, any of that. So, he has a little sip of water. He goes to this car, finds a little bottle with some water, and there's this cartel people. I call them cartel people. I mean, they're not good people at all, and they're driving, and there's this old man that's dying in this car. He's not even a walker yet. They end up killing him. It doesn't even look like they were like, oh, pobrecito, you know, let's put him out of his misery. No, just like... just killing him for no reason. So you already got antagonists. That's why they said the walkers are not the problem this season. It's the humans, which is a really cool aspect. But although Season 3 did that with Walking Dead, where the governor and the human shit and all that didn't work out that well. So anyway, so he's... I don't know what I said. They kill this old man, and then Nick ends up running away. He escapes because they're shooting guns at him, AK-47s and everything. He ends up running off in the hills, and now he's in this desert wasteland where there's a bunch of cactus and stuff like that. So he's on the way. He already escaped from those guys, and there's this flashback where he hears that his dad died. That's where we have Madison come in, and you know that's the only time we see Madison in this episode, basically. And she says that his dad died. So these dogs, he ends up going to bed near this van, or this old busted down van looking in the desert, and this two dogs, I don't know if it's coyotes, but two dogs end up biting him bad. The way they filmed this scene, I'm pretty sure they used stunt doubles or, with the dogs and stuff, maybe animatron. I don't know how they did it, but still, very well done with the dogs biting him and all that. So he ended up going on top of the van, and the herd, there's a big herd coming towards them, and the dogs attack the walkers, and the walkers end up eating those two dogs. Now, he ends up going off, and he goes to the dogs, the opened up dogs. Mostly all of them are eating, the two dogs, and he starts eating some of the dog, like a little piece of the dog, and then he's like, bleh. He also tried to eat some cactus too, which he ended up throwing up too. So apparently all those videos of how to survive and eating the cactus and shit, that doesn't work out so well. So that happens. He's walking with the herd. The three cartel guys that were shooting at him earlier, they're shooting at the herd, and Nick was so close to dying, so close, but the walkers ended up getting two of the guys. The other guy ends up driving back and leaving the others behind. Now, there's a flashback where him and this girlfriend, in which it calls back to season 1, episode 1, where they're in that church, and his girlfriend, well, they're doing a little heroin, a little crazy up in there, like, he knows how to party, got it. You get a little bit of that stuff and doing the heroin and all that. And, well, that's obviously where you remember in the first episode of Fear the Walking Dead, the girl's a zombie. So I'm glad they got that actress back to actually act, so that was cool. Anyway, he ends up passing out, and it starts to rain, and all the blood's getting soaked off him, so obviously walkers could attack him if they were near him. But when he wakes up, he wakes up and he's near Tijuana already. Like, literally, he's already near Tijuana. He enters the place. There's this whole big community, and he meets this guy that bandages up his leg. He's supposedly a doctor, and I could easily tell, smelling the guy, that he is a villain. You could easily tell there's going to be something wrong with the community. There's going to be some secret agenda, some world order shit going on in this show now. What did I think about it overall? First off, on the pros, the good stuff, the stuff that made me tingle. Well, first off, he went through hell. Now, as much as I hate Nick's dirty hair, and even though the rain doesn't fix his dirty hair whatsoever, God, his hair's horrible. And even in real life, the actor has just horrible hair. Anyway, he went through hell. The character of Nick, literally, we've seen him throw up, we've seen him pass out, get bit by dogs, get hit with a bat, get shot at. I mean, every possible way in this episode, he went through so much of a struggle. Now, the dogs, again, like I said, even when they attack the walkers, whether they had like cardboard boxes so when they bite or something, or I don't know how they did that, but even the effects, the walkers looked awesome, the bite looked awesome, the dead dogs looked really cool. I mean, they were very unrecognizable. They were eaten to shreds. Walking with the walkers made it look more cool. Even when they're getting shot and more blood is splattering on him, that's even more cooler, man. And I love how he played the part. He was walking like a zombie even when he was behind the zombies and he was just too tired to go on. Hell, he went through so much, like I said, and I think that's why Nick's a badass character. And he will, he'll be one of those that I can't see, like, if this show goes on for 5-6 years, I can't see Nick dying anytime soon. I think he's gonna live for a very long time. The flashbacks as well. I thought the flashbacks were interesting with the dad part, but I loved them more when they were doing the heroin and everything. And it's basically the pilot of Fear the Walking Dead at that point. We get to see them beforehand, and I thought that was really cool how it connected to that part, so that was cool flashbacks as well. And the Batgirl. The girl just doing the bat, that was really cool. And it sounded brutal, brutal. It sounded really, really bad. Getting hit with a metal bat, or else getting hit with a bat wrapped in barbed wire. Either way, they're both gonna hurt pretty much bad. The only things I didn't like about this episode, the stuff that I disguised. How you doing? The bad guy at the end, the whole doctor thing, the whole community, welcome to the community and everything. Now that was a perfect shot. They kind of showed the landscape of what it is. You got the community in the top, and then you have the rest of Tijuana on the side and stuff like that. That was cool, don't get me wrong, like that was a cool ending. But the whole doctor thing and like he's like, welcome here and stuff, totally just a bad guy. And also, did they kill Ruben Blades? Or Blades, whatever? The Daniel from... When he dropped the lighter, did he die? They never showed his on-death screen. Like, his death on the show. They never showed his death, so how do I know he's dead? How do I know he's dead if they never showed him die? That's something that I was just like, oh, well, hopefully he's alive. But anyway, the bad guy at the end, I thought that was kind of, maybe he's not a bad guy, but most likely they always have to have some sort of bad guy thing go on there. It was a slow opening. I kind of felt weird. I was like, why are they opening like he's with this girl and the guy's playing soccer outside? Like, why open here? Why did you choose to go here? You know what I mean? Like, this is where he was. How long was he here? How long has it been? What's the time gap? What's going on? They don't never really explain it. A lot of plot holes within this episode itself. As well, pretty much... he's a fast walker to get to Tijuana. Now, I don't know if he's exactly in Tijuana. I'm assuming he's close, but again, they never mentioned, was it 2 days? Was it 3 days? Was it 4 days? Walking 100 miles within 2 days, mind you, he has many hours and he could stop at many places. It's the apocalypse. It's not like there's cars everywhere and you have to stop and stuff. It's just a straight road, a little twist every now and then. But come on, 100 miles getting to Tijuana within, 2 days, 3 days? On foot? Yeah, okay. Well, that's it from me, man. Fear the Walking Dead Season 2, Episode 8. I'm giving this episode for sure an A-. I thought it was a great episode because it is a great start back. Because, again, I think Season 2 is better than Season 1. Don't get me wrong. Season 1 of Fear the Walking Dead was good, but it wasn't great. And this episode definitely, this shows, and this season itself shows that Fear the Walking Dead, it has its own 2 feet and it's walking on its own. It's not leaning on The Walking Dead. It has its own feeling. It has its cast already in prime time. So comment down below to me what you guys thought about this episode. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Please check out my reaction down below. Link, of course, there. If you enjoyed the review, make sure to hit that like button, share with your friends, and hit that subscribe button for more. On the way to 500 subs next week. I'll see you next week for more Fear the Walking Dead and The Strain. Do not forget, AMC fans, I am reviewing one of the most underrated shows. I've been supporting the show ever since it premiered, the series premiere. Halt and Catch Fire. Yes. Super excited. It's tonight, actually. It's on my DVR already. It kind of actually passed. I haven't seen it yet. But I'm super freaking excited. Let's get on to it, baby. Let's get it home. Until next time, bye-bye.